college prep. Back in middle school, I took this college prep class, and I fucking hated it. I won't give the name of the program for now, but never before have I hated a class this much. And I had to take algebra twice because I failed the first year. Now where did it start? Exactly May of 2016 during 7th grade. The meme is more dead than Harambe. I've been doing animation for a few weeks when the enjoyment I got out of it was at a peak. And some of my grades were shit. I just moved up to Oregon a few months prior, and I'm somewhat struggling socially and academically. But I mean, I'm a pretty smart kid, or so the school thought. I walk in algebra class one day. This was during the first year that I mentioned earlier where I failed. I believe it was before class when the teacher gave a packet to me individually. The packet was just information about the college prep program at our school that I had not heard of until then, along with application papers at the back of the packet. When I was handed this packet, I felt special. Like, this was some special thing that only a few kids were allowed into. And I was kind of right. Now, no one reads the terms and conditions to anything, so let's just throw that out. I applied soon after, and originally when I was answering the questions on the application sheet, my mom was helping me and she made me put answers that were things a smartass would put for shits and giggles. The day before I turned it in, I erased all of it and wrote serious answers, because come on, I went into this. No time to mess around. A few days later, during lunch, I get interviewed by the teacher who runs the college prep program. This made me realize it's so exclusive that they had to handpick the small group of students that could join. So I ate my crappy school lunch, and then I go in to sit down and get interviewed. Now I don't remember exactly how it went, but I'm pretty sure it went well because I got accepted. Hooray! 8th grade year starts and I'm in the college prep program. Also note that on my schedule at the beginning of the year, it says I have geometry 2nd and 3rd trimester. This I found surprising because according to my mom, the school said that they were going to make me take algebra again in the 8th grade since I completely failed it the previous year. So I thought, alright, cool, I can move on and not have to worry about taking algebra again since I fucking hate it so much. Anyways, with a new school year, the college prep program starts off alright as I went in with high hopes, looking forward to it. Now here's the problem. That false sense of security only lasted a few days. One of the first things we were introduced to was something called C notes, or Cornell notes. But I always pronounced it Corel and ignore the end, so I'll call it that. So you know how normal notes are pretty simple? Teacher's talking and you write down all the points that they make on something in the form of bullet points. Or maybe the teacher is telling you to take notes on a slideshow that they put together, which is, let's face it, the only time most of us students ever took notes. This already is an ineffective teaching method because the majority of kids never look back on the notes. And when you're copying stuff from a slideshow, you're not learning or remembering anything by letting the information sink in. You're just copying what you see onto paper quickly in the small window of time that the teacher gives you before moving on to the next slide where the process just repeats itself. And it's not like you could read the notes later and try to process the information then, because chances are it's written in the sloppiest handwriting due to the fact that you wrote it so goddamn fast. Aren't notes fun and completely helpful in improving yourself academically? Well, these C notes took it to a whole new level. Now I get for most people, taking notes will be essential in college, but these made us do a whole bunch of unnecessary shit that caused a lot of stress for me. They made everything I used them on unenjoyable. Now they had the basic elements of regular notes in the sense that you take a bunch of bullet points of whatever the teacher said, but they added more. There was a side column for questions on your notes. I found this pretty stupid, so in return I put equally stupid questions that could be easily answered by the notes, which was the point I guess. There was also a place at the top where you wrote an essential question for all the notes to answer. The only way for this to work is if you wrote questions so broad and somewhat generic that all the notes could be involved in the answer. Sometimes I make the essential question related to whatever subject or topic the notes are on, which is much harder than it sounds, believe me. It's hard to ask questions on subjects you're mildly interested in, and when it came to subjects that I am interested in, like history, I'm somewhat restrained to what we're being taught despite the fact I wanted to learn more about history, because my god is it interesting. The school is too retarded to let you learn what you'll benefit from and what you are interested in. Anywho, for the cherry on top, there was a nice summary section that we had to do. For this we had to summarize all our note, answer the essential question, and answer everything in the questions column, all inside this small box for a small paragraph. Fucking impossible! Thinking of what to say about this makes my brain hurt, which is what it did. I never knew what to write for this part and just butchered everything, because I could probably write a 5-paragraph essay on what it was requesting, which is not happening in a space to write that's the size of my phone. Also, let me just highlight or underline all the important notes, which is pretty stupid because I think all of the notes are important, being that they're the select few key points you decided were good enough to be written down for later reference. Do you like how these sound? Because I hope you fucking do. We had to do this twice a week, and our grade for this class was based around them. The things we had to know for tests, like in all our other classes where we were supposed to take the C notes, was just a few basic facts that I could easily memorize for a week or two when the test came up. Not to mention the whole C note theme was just a bunch of stress, because I never knew what to do for them. since there wasn't much to do with them in the first place. Now, we are just scratching the surface of this shitstorm. Finally finished this video. If you want to see part 2 when it comes out, make sure you subscribe. And if you want to see my other animations while you wait for part 2, make sure you click the playlist on the screen to watch all my good animations that I actually like. Anyways, see ya!